The World Juggling Federation Championships, bringing you the world's best technical juggling competitions from Las Vegas, Nevada. The United States, Russia, Germany, Wales, England, and Japan competing against each other for the 2005 championship. Get ready for the best technical juggling on the planet. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2005 World Juggling Federation Championships. I'm John Wee.
And I'm Owen Morrison. Tonight we're going to watch the best of the Advanced Ball Competition Finals.
It's been 1 year since these world-class jugglers have competed against each other, and now last year's champions are putting their titles on the line for the 2005 championships.
That's right, but before we get to it, let's go over the scoring that's used at the WJF competitions. Now, there are two sets of 5 judges, and we call them the A jury and the B jury.
Right. Now, each juggling move is scored by the 5 A jury judges in real time. The judges score each individual move on a scale of 1 to 5, depending on how difficult they feel the moves are. 1 being a relatively trivial move and 5 being almost impossible.
Connection bonus points are given to moves that are seamlessly connected to each other without any basic throws in between. The scores of the connected moves are added together, then divided in half to determine the connection bonus point. Competitors can do as many moves and connections as they can fit in the allotted 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
The more connections, the higher the score. B jury judges only take deductions. They look for excessive foot movement, uneven and sloppy patterns, collisions, of course drops, and in some rare occasions, competitors who fall down. We've seen it happen.
Yeah, it's really quite a sight.
The total score from the B jury is deducted from the A jury score to get the competitor's final score. Now, there is no upper limit to the score a competitor can achieve. They're only restricted by time, endurance, and skill, which is why we've never seen a competitor score higher than a 10. But in theory, it is possible. Starting off the competition will be Chris Ciappini when the 2005 World Juggling Federation Championships continues.
The 2005 World Juggling Federation Championships is brought to you by WJF.com for the very best instructional books, DVDs, and juggling equipment. Duncan Toys. Visit them online at www.yo-yo.com for all your skill toy needs.
Welcome back to the World Juggling Federation Advanced Ball Competition Finals from Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Owen Morse here with John Wee.
And we're just getting started with Chris Ciappini.
My routine this year is a lot like last year, but there are a lot of more difficult elements that I'm busting out. It's all I think about is juggling, so I just want to be the best. It'll make me happy. After last convention, I totally learned new tricks, but then I wish I could have become more solider. That's a word.
More solider.
More solider. I think it is now a word.
It's a word now.
Yeah.
That's a nice 5-up multiplex start. A multiplex throw is where more than one ball is thrown out of one hand at a time.
He mentioned that he's been juggling for 10 years.
Yeah, and also that he practices 1 hour a day, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
That's extremely low for a juggler of his caliber. It must be a very concentrated practice. Not a lot of rests.
Probably not.
In that hour.
The well-executed 3-up 360 into overhead throws. 360s you'll see quite a bit when the competitor spins their body around one time.
That was a blind catch that he just did, catching the ball between his legs where he can't see it. Very good control and form.
Yeah, he's doing harder tricks than he did last year and executing them much better.
5-up 360, just makes it. Oop, dropped the ball on a 5-up 180 attempt. He learned how to juggle from a book.
Did he really?
That's what he says.
Oh, that was nice. That was a connected 180 into overhead throws.
He really has great control. I really like his style. It's smooth. Patterns are all solid. He's doing great. He's doing harder tricks than last year, and he's doing them a little bit better.
It is a workout too. That's a long routine.
A little rest there. Yeah.
And there's the classic shower pattern, where one hand does all the throwing and the other hand does all the catching.
High and low throws with the shower.
That was a very solid 5-ball routine.
Yeah, I like that.
And a nice long run of 7 balls.
Look at that. Didn't give him much difficulty there.
Much improved over last year.
Yeah, he really is a great juggler. Much more solider.
And the 5-ball multiplex start.
Look, that's such a nice looking trick.
And here's that blind catch again.
There we go.
Score for Chris Ciappini, 6.1.
So Chris Ciappini lands a 6.1 for the USA.
Coming up now is Toby Walker from Wales.
I practice whenever I want to. Usually I try to do at least 5 hours a day. The competition does make me practice more than I would usually. If I won the competition, then it would justify the hours that I put into practice. I like sport juggling because it brings the technical levels higher, pushes people to practice more. It's a lot harder performing in front of people. It can be good to actually not think about what you're doing when you're performing and just get on with it.
He's really committed to that accent.
It sounds real.
Yeah,
it totally does.
It's just not. It didn't break at all. Oh, those are some great combinations there.
5 up 360 right there. He is an amazing juggler. He's got a little bit more of a stiff robotic style.
A nice transition to a 5-ball shower. You'll notice that he's left-handed.
The shower pattern is always a giveaway for whether someone's right or left-handed.
Ooh, that's his first drop. 6x4, I believe, is that pattern. And that refers to the height the balls are thrown. And,
which balls are crossing and which aren't staying on the same hand.
Yeah, it looks like Toby practiced 2 to 3 hours a day on most days, sometimes 7 days a week.
Quite a bit of walking around here. He'll get deductions for all those steps that he's taking. These are hard moves, but the goal is to execute them while demonstrating complete control over the objects. If you're walking around, the objects are controlling you.
Right. Oh,
that's too bad. That was a 5 up 360.
I think he's going to try it again.
Straight into overhead throws, connected.
Oh, well, didn't quite qualify that.
But straight into multiplexes. Doesn't drop, though. Some very complex patterns here.
Yeah. Nice 3-up multiplex 360. And then a 5-up multiplex 360. The same one that Chris Ciappini started his routine with. And a 2-stage.
2-stage 720 with the 5 balls.
Very nice.
Comes out of it a little shaky, but no drops. And this is interesting. Toby's the only competitor doing this.
Yeah, adding a bouncing ball to the juggling pattern. Now he started while juggling it, and then went into a bounce, and then back into a juggling.
Now let's watch this again in slow motion. Notice the ball that he's bouncing on his head is larger than the balls that he is juggling.
Yeah, it is easier to bounce a larger ball than a smaller ball. And then back into the juggle with the bouncing ball.
The score for Toby Walker, 5.6.
So Toby Walker gets a 5.6, putting him in second place to Chris Ciappini.
But there's still much more juggling competition coming your way.
Japan and Germany throw their competitors into the mix when the 2005 WJF Championships continue.
Welcome back to the World Juggling Federation Advanced Ball Competition Finals from Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Owen Morse here with John Wee.
And we're continuing on with Kazuhiro Shindo from Japan. Kazuhiro has an amazing perfection to his patterns. Everything about his juggling, his form, his throws, his timing, his spacing, it's all as close to perfect as you can get. And these are all hard moves. It's this kind of technique that makes lay people say, oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
It just looks simple. Kazuhiro is 17 years old. He began juggling when he was 13, and he claims to have flashed 11 balls and 10 rings. A flash is when you just throw each object once and then catch them all.
Oh, connected 97531s.
Really clean. All those fancy numbers refer to the different heights of different types of throws.
He says his ultimate goal in juggling is, he says, I want to perform the routine of the most excellent ball in the world.
It's got to be one of those 5 balls he's got.
That's what I'm guessing.
And notice when he comes out of his 360s, his pattern is still just perfect. 5 up 360. He's currently in high school and he weighs 55 kilograms.
Really?
Can you believe he looks much smaller than that?
That's over 200 pounds, isn't it?
Canadian, yeah.
Canadian, right.
Let him drop out of the shower. That's a nice little kick-up technique he's got.
I think I might have to use that.
And a nice 4-up multiplex 360 right into the shower pattern.
He doesn't seem nervous, does he?
No, he looks very happy. Looks like he's having some fun. Starting off 6 balls with a half shower where one hand throws over the top of the pattern. Very nice 6-ball variation.
And now he's going for 7.
Very nice, and I believe that was a qualifying run with 7 balls.
Yes, it was. Yeah, that's a nice little move there.
People are looking up in the air. Sometimes they don't even see the hand switch with the other 2 balls.
The judges' score for Kazuhiro Shindo, 7.1.
7.1 for Kazuhiro Shindo, knocking the U.S. and Wales down a notch, putting Japan in first place.
But we've still got 2 more competitors to go. And coming up next is Chris Fowler from the USA.
Juggling can be kind of addictive, I think, in a way. You reach a certain level and you feel that sense of accomplishment, but then you realize there's another level. And then, so you go for that level. And then you reach it, and then you realize there's still another level. There's endless levels to juggling, and that's, I think, what kind of sucked me in. I watched Thomas Dietz and Vova and Toby Walker. Now I'm competing against them, and I find that it's a really awesome thing. It's a really neat thing to be a part of. Sometimes I feel I get really frustrated. I like to listen to soft music. It helps.
All right, see what kind of music he's using for his
I
competition.
think he's going to use some soft music.
Keep his emotions in check. Starting off with 5 balls. Oh, an early drop. That can rattle your nerves when that happens early in the routine. I hope he can stay calm and not let that early drop affect him.
He does look a little nervous here.
Yeah, obviously he's got very high skills, but he seems shaky. These moves are extremely difficult, but after you learn them, it's all about staying calm and focused. Oh, and there's another drop.
Three up 180. Connected into 3 up 180 and then 3 up 360.
A little out of control, but he does get it back.
Yeah. Really do like that transition into the shower pattern.
Yeah.
4-ball multiplex, all stacked right into the shower pattern.
Yeah, see, he doesn't quite come around. It's more like a 359, maybe 358.
Yes, the judges will be definitely docking for those missing degrees.
A little collision, but a nice recovery right there.
Off. Two-stage. Oh, my God.
It's interesting. His patterns are never very clean when he comes out of the 360s and 180s, but he somehow keeps them going.
He does, and his style is a little out of control. He drags his left leg around pretty wide. Wow. And a nice qualifying run into a half shower.
2 patterns with 7 balls, gets it clean.
Very nice.
Well, his form wasn't the greatest, but he did pull off some very hard moves. His move values may be enough to put him ahead despite the errors.
When there's the 3-up 720 out of 5 balls.
And here we'll see that half shower in slow motion, the right hand throwing over the top, the left hand throwing underneath.
And
making all the catches.
The score for Chris Fowler in the advanced balls category, 6.7.
Chris Fowler scores a 6.7, placing him currently in second place. One more competitor to go. The German Thomas Dietz shows us what 8.5 hours a day of practice can get you when the 2005 WJF Championships continues.
Welcome back to the World Juggling Federation Advanced Ball Competition Finals from Las Vegas, Nevada.
All right, this is it. The last competitor in the advanced ball competition, Thomas Dietz.
I practice 6 days a week, every day, 8.5 hours. I go on the stage and 200 or 500 judges watch my routine. I'm so nervous and I have more fun. I don't know why. When I try a trick 5 times in a row, the trick is perfect. And I go into the pattern, and the pattern is perfect. Then I make 10 catches, and then I dropped a stupid drop. And then I hate the ball. Then I throw the ball. Oh, this year is easier to win because Jason don't compete this year.
He seems crushed that Jason's not competing this
year.
year.
Yeah, look at the sadness.
He's just distraught. He got second place last year to Jason Garfield, who has pulled himself out of the competition this year.
Yeah, Thomas was expecting a rematch, so he had trained to beat Garfield, so he really should see something special here.
Yes. Just wonderful combinations right from the beginning.
Points on top of points with points in between the points.
No kidding.
It's amazing.
Just solid.
Look at this. You have no sense he's going to drop. It looks so easy for him. We could tell you what these tricks are, but we can't talk that fast. Look at this guy. You notice he stands a little crooked. One shoulder is higher than the other shoulder.
He does, but it doesn't seem to slow him down.
It works for him.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of doing it myself. Very little reaching, very little stepping.
He does bounce a little bit in his style on some of the higher throws. But goodness, with such control. Oh,
look at that.
Solid.
Nice.
Solider.
More solider. Now there's an amazing 5-up 360 where the last 4 thrown are caught first, and the first ball thrown is caught last.
And on the 6 balls, the basic pattern, 3 in each hand. Even numbers don't cross in the basic patterns, odd numbers do. But then there's the half shower with 6 and the left hand throwing across over the top.
Oh, some half shower variations with high throws. The first drop of the routine. That looked like it just fell out of his hand.
Yeah.
I didn't even see a problem with the pattern.
No.
All right, 7 balls.
7 balls.
Showing here just why he is one of the
my
best
goodness, look
in
at
the
that.
world. A 5-up 360 with 7 balls.
Into just continuing a long run of 7 balls.
And he's got the crowd behind him.
Yes, he does.
Even though they're in front of him.
This is a pattern that is so difficult.
Unbelievable.
And he's performing in front of an audience of
Like we
jugglers.
saw earlier, some of the competitors just finished with a 7-ball run, and that's a good, difficult trick. This guy's got tricks. He's got moves.
And ending with a very long run of a half shower.
Much longer and much more controlled than the 7-ball half shower Chris Fowler ended with. No.
Is he going to do 9?
Oh, he shakes it off. He's teasing us.
Yeah,
he's toying with
He's
us.
taunting us.
Little comedy. Was that comedy or drama?
I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit of both.
Dramedy. Thomas did 3 different moves of 7 balls. I believe that's the most amount of 7-ball moves ever executed in any juggling routine, in any venue, especially Las Vegas review shows.
Before we get to Thomas's final score, let's check out what went down in the other events.
Well, Thomas Dietz just dominated all these ball competitions. In the 5-ball 360s competition, you have 1 minute to get as many 5-up 360s as you can. Japan's Kazuhiro Shindo got 13, America's Chris Ciappini got 14, and of course Germany's Thomas Dietz wins with 21 360s in 1 minute.
That is a new world record in this event. In the endurance competition, Thomas Dietz had already won with an impressive run of 35 catches with 8 balls. But just to stick it to the other competitors, Thomas then qualifies a 9-ball run.
The bare minimum to qualify, but he got it. Thomas didn't attempt 10 balls, but well, maybe next year. Now in the 7-ball freestyle competition, you have 90 seconds to land your most difficult move. Very few competitors do any 7-ball moves in competition, so this gives them an opportunity to really push themselves, as drops do not count against them. Only what you do successfully counts.
Thomas, however, is arguably the best 7-ball juggler in the world, demonstrating 2 different moves and winning the 7-ball freestyle competition. Look at these moves. Now this is a half shower, but then Thomas throws 1 really high, then 2 thrown in sync, and then back into the half shower.
Oh man.
Now this is unbelievable. This pattern is called 8x6. It's complicated.
The numbers refer to the different heights that the balls are thrown at, and the X tells you which number is a crossing pattern and which number goes straight up.
Yeah, but forget about that. Look at this. Thomas does a 360 in this pattern. This is probably the most difficult 7-ball move ever done in this competition. Thomas nails it and wins all 3 events.
Okay, so let's now see how Thomas did in the main ball competition.
And the score for Thomas Dietz in the advanced balls category, 12.5.
So Thomas Dietz wins the advanced ball competition with a 12.5, the highest score ever awarded in the sport of juggling, and making him the 2005 WJF overall champion.
Remember that name, ladies and gentlemen, Thomas Dietz. He is the 2005 overall world champion, beating the US, Wales, Russia, and Japan. Next time you see a juggler, ask them if they know who Thomas Dietz is. Just ask them, they'll appreciate it.
So there we have it from the 2005 World Juggling Federation Advanced Ball Competition Finals.
I'm John Wee.
And I'm Owen Morse, and we'd like you all to learn how to juggle.
See you next time.